a man-child with baby mama drama and dragged my sister into it. Well, drag yourself out of there. Please. Strap in, folks. Grab a beverage and a snack and hold on to your butts. It's a long one and a doozy. This is me holding on to your butts.
I'm holding on to all your butts. They're mine. Your butts are mine.
A little backstory for you. I, 45 female, got married to someone I shouldn't have. My bad. And I literally chastise myself every day for it. By the way, this comes from Simone's Treasures. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. We will call him Aaron, 44 male. We were friends in college and reconnected years later. He was charming, handsome, had a good job, and I thought had a good head on his shoulder. Unfortunately, Aaron came with a lot of baggage. To be fair, at his age, we all do, as we have both been married before and have children. I have a 15-year-old female and his is 4-year-old female. So please know that I am not knocking that. But the problem right away was his baby mama, we'll call her Connie, and she is bad crap crazy. And I'm not talking about someone who has good and bad days. I'm talking about someone who should be locked in a padded room. I flat out told Aaron that if she brought me into it, I wouldn't back down like he had basically the whole time they had been apart. That was red flag number 1.
Ooh.
They were never married. She told him she couldn't get pregnant, like she told the father of her other 2 children before this one. PSA, wrap your tool. So I started asking myself, do I really want to deal with this for another 14 years? I had previously told myself I was not going to get involved with anyone who had small children, my own red flag, lol. But because of who I thought he was and how he assured me everything would be just fine, I decided I could deal with it. We got engaged in February 2024 and he wanted us to get married pretty quickly. Red flag number 2. I actually wanted to wait until at least the fall. He wanted June. He said that way we could work on selling my house since he lived in the neighboring state, 30 miles away. He said it would be better for me to sell and use the money I made on the house to pay off debt, etc., which sounded good to me since I was struggling financially, and he knew that. He knows I'm hyper independent and won't ask for help. However, I did bring up the fact that my house is almost twice as big, and with our animals, I have a dog and 2 cats. While he has 2 dogs, I would have to uproot my daughter while his child wasn't even in school yet. Keep in mind, there aren't any stipulations about distance in their court agreement, so he could easily move, as could I. But of course, he had an excuse for that. Red flag number 3.
Oh no.
After going rounds about it, I gave in. Dang it. Again, I pushed aside the flag because of who I thought Aaron was. So we set the date. My family, including my sister, 41 female, Daphne, thought it was a bit quick, but they had grown to like him and supported us. As we crept closer to the date and Connie found out via his oldest daughter, 21, from a previous relationship. Seriously, dudes, wrap your tool. You hear that, everyone? We got 2 warnings now.
That's 2 warnings. If we get to a 3rd one, you're going to prison.
Whoa. Things started to seem a little off. Connie started making absurd accusations against Aaron and thus began a heated custody battle. While that was starting, our wedding came and went in June. Everything was fine. My house wasn't selling and we were still living separately because I didn't want to pay for something I wasn't living in, as well as drive twice as far to get to work, appointments. Like I said, I was struggling financially, which he knew, and he knew I wouldn't outright ask for help, and he makes almost 3 times what I do. Not once did he offer to help me financially. He did, however, give me $800 of the $1,400 we received from our wedding to pay for tires for my vehicle. Not his money though. Red flag. Number 4. Of course, some would argue that I should have just moved and left my house empty, but my gut told me not to. Now, here comes August. Aaron tried to keep me out of the custody stuff as much as possible until Connie tried to bring me into it by having her equally psycho guardian ad litem order a psych evaluation for me at $10,000. What? Aaron had to get one as well as Connie, but for some reason, I was named a party in this. Funny, considering Connie always said that she had no idea who I was, yet she named me in a document, as well as blocked me on social media. Aaron said that he would pay for it, and this and that. Again, not standing up to Connie.
Wait, I'm
Red
confused.
flag number 5.
is Connie paying the $10,000 or is she making them pay the $10,000 to get a psych evaluation?
It sounds like OP would have to pay the $10,000.
That makes zero sense.
Yeah,
you
I don't
could just
know.
be like, that person needs a psych eval and they have to pay for it.
Right. So that's red flag number 5. I said, nope. I told him I am not the little one's mother or guardian and should not be pulled into this. Keep in mind, I was actually out of state at this time on a mini vacation with my daughter because I was so stressed out. I told him he better fix it and tell them no or I'm out. So he did, which was good. And I think it was the first time he had ever pushed back on her in almost 4 years. A couple of months go by and my house still hasn't sold. The custody battle was getting uglier by the day and I was at the point where I couldn't handle the drama anymore or the red flags I had pushed aside. I decided to express my feelings to Aaron and he basically told me to it up and be a good wife and mother. Ooh, oh boy. Oh boy.
Stop not looking at the red flags.
He followed up by asking what I could do to make my husband happy. Literally the words he said to me.
Wait, Aaron was like, well, maybe you should be asking what you can do to make your husband happy. Or was someone else saying that?
I think that might be what it is. Or he's saying like, what could you do to make your husband happy? Yeah, or just maybe he's just like, ask yourself what you could do to make your husband
Ask
happy.
yourself how you can
Go look in the mirror and say, self,
self.
what can I do?
What can I do to help my husband today?
That's absolutely crazy. Aaron would always say I could come to him and lean on him for anything. That day, he proved that that was not the case. He was not a safe place for me, and he never would. Final red flag. So I decided this was not going to be something we could work through like others urged me to do. The drama would never stop, and I am too old to wait around to see if it got better, both with the baby mama drama and with Aaron. Aaron had the nerve to suggest that I give it a couple of months and get into therapy to see if it would change my mind. What? Apparently, he didn't like that I stood up for myself, so I said, heck no.
Leave him.
Then he reached out to my brother-in-law and sister, telling them I was texting all these guys that he spent so much money on me and that he had fixed up my entire house. All lies. For one, he didn't help me when I needed it. 2, I paid for about 80% of the wedding and the honeymoon. And 3, he helped me paint 3 rooms in my 2,800 square foot house. I had previously painted everything a year before I reconnected him. Final nail in the coffin. I later heard from his first ex-wife that he had tried to do a similar thing to her and her family, labeling her as crazy and greedy.
Wait, he tried to do this to Connie or someone else?
His
Connie
first
is one of his
ex-wife.
exes, right?
Yes.
Okay. But he has
But
another
this is
one.
the first ex-wife. I think Connie's the most recent one.
Oh, how many ex-wives is... Okay.
That
Was another red flag. If you've got like 3 ex-wives,
Yeah.
that's too many ex-wives.
That's kind of hard. I think also too, if you're dating someone and they're just like, oh my God, like my ex was just crazy.
I think it's more so like when you say all of your exes were crazy.
Yeah. Now the texting all these guys thing is most definitely not true, but this is where my sister goes off on me. I have kept in contact with a male friend, gasp, for the last few years. Long story short, we were friends and I wanted more, but he wasn't in a position to do so. Cool. But we remain friends as he trusts me with his life. I have always had male friends just like Aaron has always had female friends. When he was in the military, he served with several females and still talks to them occasionally. Even the one he said he may have knocked up. Shaking my head. Cool. Now, Daphne doesn't think that's okay, as does some other people, I'm sure. But she's a very insecure person and it isn't her life. She doesn't even want her husband to watch movies that have hot girls in them. Serious.
Okay, that's crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
That's where I draw the line. What am I supposed to watch?
I can't watch my anime anymore?
I can't watch anything? You tell me I can't watch Arcane?
I can't watch Arcane.
Get out of here, you sick
on.
frick.
So you telling me I can't watch The Golden Girls? What the heck?
Daphne confronted me about it and said I was deceiving everyone, especially Aaron, for talking to this person. I said I will not ever give up a friend who trusts me with their life journey because Aaron would be furious if I did that to him. And quite frankly, I'm not deceiving anyone. He knew about it, and I'm pretty sure it's none of anyone else's business. I don't sit and pester Aaron about who he's texting because I'm pretty secure with things. Daphne says she loves me and only wants the best for me, but she's keeping me at arm's length because she thinks that my friend was the reason I wanted a divorce. Remember that Aaron got into their heads and they took his side before they knew I was in contact with the friends, and not mine. They tend to drink Kool-Aid whenever anyone says anything. I even went so far as to send her screenshots of conversations I've had with Aaron, showing him belittling me and ordering me around around. I kept telling Daphne me deciding to divorce was truly because we weren't right for each other, and he wasn't the man he painted for me in the beginning.
Also, like, why does it matter what Daphne thinks, you know?
Yeah, who is Daphne
Who is
again?
Also, who is Daphne? So, meaning that she literally has no relevance to your decision making.
Yeah, just because I forgot
Yeah,
her means
she doesn't
that
exist.
you should too.
Exactly.
And she should be happy for me figuring that out now instead of years down the road after my house is gone. My mental health is failing and I have to start over. She has continued to keep me at arm's length because I did the best thing for my daughter. And all she can fixate on is I was still friends with someone. Again, none of her business. My mom wants us to sit down and hash it out. I said I'm not going to do that because Daphne already has a preconceived idea of me in her head instead of listening to the truth. And it would be like talking to a brick wall. Now, am I the a-hole for doing what is best for me and for my own reasons and not giving a hoot about what my sister thinks because it's none of her business and we have
It's
her
a
answer?
sister.
Daphne's the sister. I
Shut
have my
your mouth,
suspicions.
sister.